Hey everybody. There's a lot of contradictory or misleading information on the interwebs about getting quality audio for your podcast. So I thought it would be good to address some of the myths about podcast equipment and audio quality in general. Myth number 1, XLR mics are better than USB mics. The connector on a microphone has no impact on sound quality. The difference between them comes down to the preamps used. Preamps built into USB mics tend to be cheap and a little less flattering than those used in an interface. We wouldn't use USB mics to record music, but for podcasting, they can hold their own. It's more important to avoid the cheap, no-name mics than it is to pick a mic just because it has XLR or a USB connector. Stick with the known brands with a history in the mic industry and you should be good to go. USB mics do have a few things going for them. The XLR don't. Simplicity. One cable and that's it. I can get anybody up and running with their microphone in about 5 minutes if it's a USB mic. USB mics can also include features not possible on XLR mics like compression, EQ, and even noise reduction. Myth number 2, expensive equipment will improve your audio quality or your voice. It's not uncommon for podcasters to look at high-profile, professional-sounding shows, see all the fancy equipment, and think that it's the equipment that makes the show sound good. Switching from a Samson Q2U to a Shure SM7B just isn't going to change your voice or make up for the poor acoustics in your space. It might help minimize the acoustics, but it won't eliminate them. Myth number 3, that high-end professional sound comes from hiring an editor. As an editor, nothing frustrates us more than clients who think our job is to take garbage recordings and make them sound like they were recorded in a studio. The editor can only do so much once the audio is recorded. So now let's take a look at the reality. If you want to improve your audio, you need to understand that audio quality starts with the recording process. The recording engineer is the one responsible for the overall quality of the recordings. And surprise, if you're the one who pushes the record button, you are the recording engineer. You are the one responsible for the overall audio quality. It's your job to know how to get the best recordings for not just you, but any of the guests you might be interviewing. This might seem daunting, but I do have some resources that can help. I have a video that can help guide you through the process, and if you sign up for my mailing list, you'll get a couple of pre-show checklists to help. Check the notes in the description for links for all of that. But there's only so much we can do when it comes to our guests. So let's focus on what you can do to improve your recordings. There are 2 areas to focus on. The first is learn how to get the best results with the equipment you already have. We all know buying a new mic is a fun purchase, but the perceived improvement to the listener is going to be negligible in most cases. Many podcasters set up too far away from their mics, and this is one of the biggest things that leads to average audio quality. Average audio quality. Dynamic mics should be 2 to 4 inches from the mouth, and condensers 4 to 8 inches. The further away from the mic your mouth is, the more gain you need. And the more gain you need, the more you start to bring out the acoustics in your space. Here's an example of just how much of a difference a few inches can make. Right now, I'm about 1.5 inches away from my mic. Now I'm probably 6 inches away. And now it's a foot away. As you can tell, a couple of inches makes a difference. Once we get to be a foot away, 18 inches away, it makes a huge difference. So mic positioning plays a big role in that close-up, intimate sound podcasts are known for. The next thing to look at is those pesky acoustics. If you're going to invest some money in improving the audio quality of your show, this is the place to start. It doesn't matter what equipment you're using if you're recording in a reverb chamber. Sure, there are plugins that can reduce reverb, but they also take some of the good audio with it. So it's best to address this in the space rather than in post-production. I recommend getting the best stuff you can afford. Places like GIK Acoustics and Audiomute offer a wide range of products to help with acoustics. A lot of their products actually look good compared to foam. Foam is a cheaper option, but it does the job. If this is the route you take, make sure the foam you're using is at least 2 inches thick, and ideally, you'd be using various thicknesses to treat a wider range of frequencies. You don't want to cover the entire space with foam because you don't want a space that sounds too dead. To sum up, the biggest improvements to your audio quality will come from learning how to get the best recordings you can with the equipment you have and tackling your acoustics. Like I said, the audio quality starts at the beginning of the process. Trying to fix low quality audio during post-production will never result in sounding like a great recording. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and I'll talk to you next time.